You are welcome to Travel and Work, your one-stop channel for latest updates, news and information about traveling, working, studying and living abroad. If you are visiting this channel for the first time, you are welcome and I hope you are doing great. Don't be caught off guard with some of these questions. Immigration officers are looking for certain things in your answers. The first question that might be thrown at you is, what's the purpose of your visit? The number one rule when answering all immigration questions is to be friendly, confident, precise when answering questions. You do not need to share your whole life story. You should only give them the information that they need. They try to determine if your proposed plans match the type of visa that you have. An example is when you are not expected to work with a visit visa while in the country unless you have a work visa that allows you to do so. If you start to mention work when you're on a visit visa, this could raise an alarm and you do not want that to happen. You need to be careful. The next question is how long do you intend to stay? Again, there is no need for too much information. Just answer briefly. If you're staying for 4 weeks, just answer 4 weeks. If you're unsure, you have to give your best guess. All they want to know is if your plan fits within the permitted time frame. Most travelers should know exactly how long their vacation is going to be. The next question is to ask for proof that you're going to leave when you say you're going to leave. Airlines in particular will always ask you before you board the plane, especially if you are traveling on one-way tickets. Also, this question can be raised with immigration as well, and if they ask you, you want to be prepared. You need to have a physical or a digital copy of your tickets showing that you will be leaving the country. The date on your plane tickets are your safest proof. This also depends on the country, the border, or the type of officer that you encounter. You also may be able to get away with bus tickets or hotel reservations. If you're traveling on an open one-way flight ticket, there are websites that allow you to rent proof of onward travel. These can work. You should definitely not overstay your time in a country. Another question you may be asked is, where will you be staying during your stay? Always be ready to let them know the first place that you plan to stay. It can be with a friend, a hotel, a B&B, shortlets and so on. The more you talk, the more likely you are to say something that raises a flag. Remember that certain countries do require that you have your entire itinerary planned out. You want to make sure to research that beforehand. Having all your proof handy goes a long way. You want to have screenshots on your phone or paper copies of your reservations and exit ticket. If you lose Wi-Fi or your phone data isn't working, you would not panic. Not having these handy will definitely cause you to panic. The next question that they might ask is, what is your occupation? They might be checking to see if your occupation matches the amount of money that you're bringing into the country. With these questions, they're probably less interested in your main occupation but are more interested in how you answer the question. If you are hesitant, then it will raise an alarm. If your work situation is complicated, try and make it uncomplicated. If you are unemployed, be honest with everything. There is no harm with traveling while being unemployed, unless you are traveling with a huge sum of money. For example, traveling with £10,000 in cash while being unemployed. That will raise a serious alarm. This will trigger follow-up questions, but that is okay. You should have nothing to hide. The next question is how much money do you have with you? Depending on how the question is asked, you may not have a clue what they are looking for. It may be that they want to know how much cash you have right then. Possibly, they might want to know how much you have in your bank accounts. This usually means how much cash you're carrying with you. Different countries have varying limits with how much undeclared cash you can bring into the country. The question might be as a concern, to see if you have enough money to support yourself for the duration of your stay. Many countries have financial requirements to enter their country. Most times, they don't ask for these, but it is good to be prepared. You want to Google the financial requirements for each country before embarking on your journey. You want to press the like button if you're finding this video helpful so far. The next question is, did you pack your own bag? This is a question you're more likely to be asked by the airline workers when you're checking a bag or before you board the plane. It may be asked when entering the country as well. They want to know if you're aware of everything that's inside of your bag. If you say no, then they might want to know who packed the bag for you. If someone helped you pack it, tell them who helped you pack it. Your wife, husband or your son or daughter might have packed it for you. If you just say no without any explanation, they're probably going to ask you some more questions. Next question is, are you traveling alone? You want to state the relationship of who you are traveling with. Every little piece of information you give is being put together. Make sure all your information makes sense. You do not want to get caught in the web of lies. Next question is, do you have a family? This helps them understand why you're visiting. There's nothing wrong with having your family where you are traveling to, as long as you are not abusing your visa or overstay. You want to answer truthfully and don't be scared. It also lets them know you have a support network. If you do have family, you should be ready for some follow-up questions. What they are doing is putting together a picture of your history and looking for any triggers. It is good to have an idea of your last visit just in case they ask this. This could be as simple as saying that you visited last autumn or about 3 years ago. There is nothing wrong with not remembering the exact dates, but not knowing how to deliver an answer adds to the stress and can make you vulnerable, nervous and overtalk. If you have answers ready, you'll be less suspicious and vulnerable. Now, the next question you can expect is, where did you come from? They obviously can see where you came from by looking at your passport and boarding pass. They can see your name, address and contacts, but they want to see how you will answer the question if you have a flight pattern that is questionable. They might want to know if they have been there before. Next question is, have you got something to declare? You want to make sure that you always check the rules. The reason being, if you don't declare something that you should declare, it is illegal. If you travel with general items that you can have, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Some questions can come out of the blue from countries you're traveling to. They might require some other questions that throw you off guard depending on your gender. Some of the off-guard questions might be, are you traveling to see your boyfriend or girlfriend? I know these questions can be frustrating because of the assumptions. I will recommend that you keep your cool. Since several of these immigration questions will require proof as soon as possible, so that you can be free to continue your travel, you may need to make reference to things. It is pertinent to always carry around a power bank with you. As I mentioned before, you need to have screenshots or paper copies of your proofs. If any of your answers leave the officers suspicious, they may take you to the back room for a thorough search. You never want to have anything illegal for the country that you're arriving at. You won't want to pack anything that may lead the officer to believe that you have different intentions for your trip. Examples of this are packing medical equipment, which indicates you might be working or carrying out medical operations. Do not load items that are contradictory in your bags. If you are not on a work visa, do not break any rules. Having items that you are not supposed to have makes you look suspicious and doesn't help your case. Last but not the least is a question that is being asked at present. I have already shared this in one of my videos. You need to know details of your own relationship. If you have a spouse and children, know their ages and where your spouse work. Know your wedding anniversary date and the entire details of your relationship. Know where your spouse lives abroad or even your children. You want to check this video out on this channel. I will leave the link in the description box. So check that out for more information. You want to keep in mind that immigration security is only one of the most intimidating areas that you need to pass through when flying. Make sure you prepare and adhere to all the questions that I have shared in this video. I really hope this information has been helpful. Thank you for watching. You want to subscribe and turn on your notifications bell for more information on traveling. I will wrap up here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.